And welcome back to my vlog. Kind of in a dim light here, but I didn't have all my lights to set up, and we're getting ready for some Cinco de Mayo. Gonna have some Mexican food, Americanized, and watch a couple of Trinity movies. So, on to Flatland, A Romance of Many Dimensions, Part 2, Other Worlds. Oh, brave new worlds that have such people in them. And this is section 13, How I Had a Vision of Lineland, Part 1. It was the last day but one of the 1999th year of our era, and the first day of the long vacation. Having amused myself till a late hour with my favorite recreation of geometry, I had retired to rest with an unsolved problem in my mind. In the night, I had a dream. I saw before me a vast multitude of small, straight lines, which I naturally assumed to be women, interspersed with other beings still smaller and of the nature of lustrous points, all moving to and fro in one and the same straight line, and, as nearly as I could judge, with the same velocity. A noise of confused, multitudinous chirping or twittering issued from them at intervals as long as they were moving, but sometimes they ceased from motion, and then all was silence. Approaching one of the largest of what I thought to be women, I accosted her, but received no answer. A second and a third appeal on my part were equally ineffectual. Losing patience at what appeared to me intolerable rudeness, I brought my mouth into a position full in front of her mouth so as to intercept her motion, and loudly repeated my question. "Woman, what signifies this concourse, and this strange and confused chirping, and this monotonous motion to and fro in one and the same straight line?" There will be a picture below. "I am no woman," replied the small line. "I am the monarch of the world. But thou, whence intrudest thou into my realm of Lineland?" Receiving this abrupt reply, I begged pardon if I had in any way startled or molested His Royal Highness, and, describing myself as a stranger, I besought the king to give me some account of his dominions. But I had the greatest possible difficulty in obtaining any information on points that really interested me, for the monarch could not refrain from constantly assuming that whatever was familiar to him must also be known to me, and that I was simulating ignorance in jest. However, by persevering questions, I elicited the following facts. It seemed that this poor ignorant monarch, as he called himself, was persuaded that the straight line which he called his kingdom, and in which he passed his existence, constituted the whole of the world, and indeed the whole of space. Not being able either to move or to see, save in his straight line, he had no conception of anything out of it. Though he had heard my voice when I first addressed him, the sounds had come to him in a manner so contrary to his experience that he had made no answer, seeing no man, as he expressed it, and hearing a voice, as it were, from my own intestines. Until the moment when I placed my mouth in his world, he had neither seen me nor heard anything except confused sounds beating against what I called his side, but what he called his inside, or stomach. Nor had he even now the least conception of the region from which I had come. Outside his world, or line, all was a blank to him, not even a blank, for a blank implies space. Say, rather, all was non-existent. His subjects, of whom the small lines were men and the points women, were all alike confined in motion and eyesight to that single straight line which was their world. It need scarcely be added that the whole of their horizon was limited to a point. Nor could any one ever see anything but a point. Man, woman, child, thing. Each was a point to the eye of a Linelander. Only by the sound of the voice could sex or age be distinguished. Moreover, as each individual occupied the whole of the narrow path, so to speak, which constituted his universe, and no one could move to the right or left to make way for passers-by, it followed that no Linelander could ever pass another. Once neighbors, always neighbors. Neighborhood with them was like marriage with us. Neighbors remained neighbors till death did them part. Such a life, with all vision limited to a point and all motion to a straight line, seemed to me inexpressibly dreary. And I was surprised to note the vivacity and cheerfulness of the king. Wondering whether it was possible, amid circumstances so unfavorable to domestic relations, to enjoy the pleasures of conjugal union, I hesitated for some time to question His Royal Highness on so delicate a subject. But at last I plunged into it by abruptly inquiring as to the health of his family. "My wives and children," he replied, "are well and happy." And we'll find out more about that tomorrow. That's where we're stopping for today. Make it a great day, and a great Cinco de Mayo, and goodbye for now.